country we have from east to west. And here in Alberta, of course, it's the Rockies. Before the super scrimmage, we have two super skins curling classes as the men's and women's finals commence. 4 of Canada's top teams will battle in Banff for more big bucks and a chance to call themselves skins champions. Take it a little further. What have you got? And Flurry will pick up the skin and advance. First up, the women take center stage as Tracy Fleury faces the 2-time defending champion Jennifer Jones. TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game is next. We always enjoy our time in Banff, and particularly here at this really wonderful facility, the Fenlands Banff Recreational Center. As with the sound of the piper, we're ready to go, and we welcome back Muriel Davidson from the Regimental Pipes and Drums, the Calgary Highlanders, and carrying the flags this morning are the Little Rocks from the Banff Little Rock Curling Program. So how did we get to our final two? It started yesterday morning with Tracy Fleury with a draw to the button to win the money to beat Carrie Anderson, and then Jennifer Jones last night with a magnificent shot in 7 to put her over the top, and that sets up today Flurry and Jones. As on this Sunday morning we say hello Canada, welcome back to Banff. Cheryl Russ alongside. So let's get right to it. Time to meet the two teams that will battle for the $42,000 as well as the winner's bonus of $15,000. And from the East St. Paul Club in Manitoba, Team Flurry with Kristen McCush, Liz Fife, Selena Negevin, and Tracy Fleury. And yesterday, their first experience at Skins. You hope they've gone to school.
Well, absolutely. You're now in a big money final, and you've only had one game to learn from. So what worked? It was Tracy Fleury's ability to draw under pressure. So as a team, how do you reverse engineer that and leave her those shots? Starts with the front end setup, and then it goes to Selena and her ability to open up and leave the skips some sight lines to the forefoot.
And their opponent, she's a 2-time defending Skins champion from Winnipeg, led by Don McHugh, Jocelyn Peterman, Caitlin Laws, and Jennifer Jones. And on Super Bowl Sunday with a Tom Brady, she may just be the same kind of player, Jennifer Jones.
Well, no question. Look at the similarity. 63%. That's all Jennifer curled. 63% goes absolutely out the window when you got a soft weight, delicate tap back through a small port to either win or go home. Brilliant shot.
So it's all about the big bucks on this Sunday morning. The final, women's final of the TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game.
TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game is brought to you by Everest Funeral Concierge, by Kubota Canada, quality built, precision made, and by Meridian Manufacturing, your partners for on-farm, industrial, and oil field storage and handling. All-Star Curling Skins Game is brought to you by the Rimrock Resort Hotel, above the rest, by Banff and Lake Louise Tourism, inspiring the world to experience unforgettable moments in Banff and Lake Louise, and by Revel Events, catering and events made easy.
It's time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Everest Funeral Concierge. We'll start with Team Flurry out of East St. Paul, the curling club. Skipped by 32-year-old Tracy Fleury, who moves over from Northern Ontario for a first season with Kristen McCush, Liz Fife, and Selena Negevin. Jennifer Jones from the St. Vital Curling Club in Winnipeg, backed up, of course, by Don McHugh and Jocelyn Peterman in her first season with the team, and Caitlin Laws. on this Sunday morning. Just the 2 games, of course, the chance to win all the money. And the first $1,000 was a bonus for draw to the button. All the teams practicing on Thursday. Cumulative total, Jennifer Jones winning that 1,000 to rank the teams, then followed by Scheidegger, Einarson, and Fleury. As a result of that, Jones being seeded number 1, she had the choice today in this final of stones or hammer, and she's elected to take the hammer, so she has it. Flurry gets the blue rocks, and we're ready to get it underway. And this first skin, we take everything from yesterday, double it. So we're playing for $2,000 here in this first end of play.
A good start level of comfort for both teams, with Fleury getting the blue stones that she played with in the semi, Jones getting the yellow that she played with. That gets you off when you haven't had a lot of games under your belt. It gives you a chance to at least know the rocks that you're comfortable with and have moved any around that you didn't like.
That's been the amazing part for me, how good Hans has made the ice and how good every team, even the ones like a Gushu that didn't win in their color, Mike yes he did. Mike didn't win any money but played well. All the teams made that adjustment. We see in a Scotties and a Briar. It takes a game or two to really get going, and they don't have that luxury here.
No, and Brad Gushu told us, or Brett Gallant told me yesterday in seeing him, he said that's what caught us. So we, Brendan Botcher and the team had it figured out much quicker. And then, although Gushu won the last skin, that was too late. He had already lost that semifinal.
Top 4, getting better. Still not great, but yeah, better. Hard, Caitlin. Finish it. Hard. Hard, hard, hard. Hard. Go, 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 go. Bite center. That's good. That's good. Good. Good shot.
And there he is, the veteran ice maker, Hans Vutrick from Gimli, Manitoba. How many years have we seen him? And now, after all his experience, he's part of the ice team for many of the world events, and he will be making the ice. He'll be heading to China in a few weeks to, again, prepare what was the swimming venue for the Olympics in Beijing. That will now be the ice cube, and that's where the curling will be in 22.
Very nice.
He's telling me all about it. I said, so what did they do, fill up the pool? And he says, no, they basically took steel girders and they went from edge to edge, and they built a floor on top of that, so people will be sitting right on top of the sheet of ice. But the pool will still be there,
right.
And once that's done, they'll take it away, and the swimming pool will be approved. Yep.
That's quite the facility.
I think this is good. Kristen McCush had a great, she played 83% in their game against Einarson. I think this is what you're going to have to see from her to run head-to-head with Dawn McEwen, and she's already got a great start. Tight center guard and a really nice freeze. Dawn probably came in a little deep on her first.
Yep. Great spot, Dawn. Real good.
If you're not familiar with skins play, we are using the 5-rock rule, playing just 8 ends. 30 minutes thinking time, 1 60-second timeout. To win a skin, if you're Jones, you need to score 2. If you only score 1 Jones, well, they'll carry over. But if you're Flurry, you can steal that skin with a single point. So Jones with last rock, playing those yellow stones. Has one in position, sitting at the back edge of the button.
Right now. Lots of room, guys. Not curling yet.
Top 8.
It's not moving. Selena, you'll have to finish it. Yeah, it's really not curling.
You get out extremely wide here, almost edge of 12. It takes way too long to curl, and then a little tighter, it goes up much farther. It's a tough spot.
Okay.
Great speed.
Nice 8. Freeze it in there.
I think we do this, don't you? Yeah. Back line. Okay. Do you like that?
Yeah, or just draw in there.
Okay, I don't mind the draw. Freeze, yeah.
Whichever one.
I really
fine,
like
yeah,
that from Caitlin. This is the weight when you started to play that back line to hack weight that started to get really tough on the skip, putting the broom down. But if you can, you just saw a draw come in there. So if you just play the same shot, it's a little easier to figure out what the ice is.
talked to Caitlin after her win yesterday. And remember, she threw this exact same spot later in the game, fifth end maybe. She just threw a rocket, and we both went, boy, that's really heavy, and ended up right in the tee line. And she said to me, we hadn't played that side for 4 or 5 ends, and she had that awareness to gamble on throwing a little bit harder, and it paid off.
Look at this.
A little rub, little roll. So let's take a look at the keys to the game now, and we will start with Tracy Fleury.
Well, I think speed read for sure. You need to figure out the ice as quick as you can. You're in a sudden death final for big money, and it's going to be who catches on the quickest. And then we just talked about it, limiting your weight choices. I think rather than having a hack and a back line and a board, if you can kind of limit it to a straight draw, to a normal hit, and maybe a board weight, it'll give you better chance to read the ice and figure it out.
Back four. T-line. Whoa. Whoa. Back four. Back four. Yep.
Trying to tap it up. Is this the winning shot? Oh, and gets close enough. Have a look round. Oh, I still think it's that yellow that's at the back edge. That's your shot rock at the moment, so we're carrying over presently. Let's take a look at the keys now for Jennifer Jones.
Well, as witnessed last night, make the right one. Jennifer wasn't that stellar for her standards, but you've got to be able to make that key one 6th, 7th, 8th, and the skipper has to make that if you're going to win this thing. But use your strength. There's your strength right there. Caitlin Laws, 89% last night, Cheryl, in the skins game. That's just off the charts. The shots are so hard, and it's not just that. It's all the other intangibles she brings to this team.
Keys to the game brought to you by Kubota. Quality built, precision made.
Really hard.
This is where it does curl.
Right, it's that center line magnet.
Crashing all over that center guard.
They just watched a really wide draw hang forever. You just assume with a bit of weight it's going to track, and it doesn't. In tighter.
They're first, we're second. You think guard the yellows?
So confirming that, in fact, Jones is sitting the 1. Needs 2 for the skin.
Double and roll hair on top of ours.
Do you like that?
Do you like the double at all? Roll on top of ours hair?
Yeah. Like
Even
this
if
way?
you just,
Yeah.
I don't mind the double, but I don't know how you're going to roll on top, Cheryl. I think you're going to roll a lot farther than that.
Christina, you got it.
You got to hit about
This turn?
thick half of this one. You're going to roll quite a ways, aren't you?
You got it.
Still a good shot, though. Should curl also.
9. Yeah.
Selena Negovin. Selena Katz up until May 12th of last year when she married husband Connor. And we'll run it by. Taps her own up, but now it looks like, in fact, that little tap has moved the blue up, and they, in fact, are the shot stone. So for the moment, Flurry has the skin stolen.
That worked out really well for a miss.
Pretty crafty.
Just rolling this to here.
Saw Selena when she came out, she just didn't get out to the rim at all. And as we said, that center line makes it even worse.
Yeah, let's play that. Nut it here.
As thin as I can, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn you like.
I think the out. Peel at it.
Building is a little chillier today. The curling club, part of the recreational center, the 4 sheets usually. It's minus 26 as we walked in the building this morning. Lots of glass here, so some of that cold is making its way into the curling club. Got one, and we'll have it surrounded now, shot rock.
Pretty good, Caitlin.
She just has the ability to get everything out of a shot. That arm extension to add that extra weight.
It's definitely moving there, hey?
Lots of money at stake.
Threw it to get some finish. I didn't want
Doubled everything from yesterday, 21 to 42,000, and of course, the winner's bonus of $15,000.
Oh, 10, 10, 5. 10, 5. 10, 5. Yeah. 11. Yeah.
This is a big hold now for them. If they can just punch this by, avoid disturbing. Now they've separated them, Russ.
10-8, just a little quiet.
Yeah, they didn't want to do that.
No, double there.
Okay.
It might go clearly by, too.
Yeah, I think there might be enough room.
Yeah, it's basically hit and roll. This should jam back here. We might not get this one out, but as long as we lie 2 in the house.
Here? Sure.
That's why I didn't mind Jocelyn's miss, because even though she was trying to play in the house, but she took off the center guard, it opens it up, and you're not running scared. And that's the advantage for the Flurry team, is that center guard.
Close.
Caitlin can clip that back blue one really, really thin.
Okay.
Oh, it's got to come up.
Okay.
And it just holds there, and she picks off the top one. You know, Cheryl, we always talk about patience, particularly at this level of the game. You have to be more patient, more so in skins play.
I do. I think you can set up shots a lot longer. You don't need to get to shots so early in an end. You can set the wall up, and then you use kind of the late game heroics from a skip, especially a skip like Jen or Tracy, to draw the pin or play a tap back. So it's trying to resist the urge of always wanting to get to be shot too early in a game.
So where do you want it?
Tight.
Okay.
It's nice here.
Yeah, speed's good.
So 425.
Yeah. Should be close. Got it?
Won $13,500 in that semifinal yesterday morning.
Should slide okay. 2.5. Mine's good.
We had $11,000 the skin, and we had to go to a draw to the button for it.
2.5.
Flurry just grabbed the top
Yeah, a little bit.
of the button.
Finish. Yep.
Anderson elected to use their lead,
Yep.
Brienne Mayer.
Yep.
And she just slid that little bit too deep, went back 4, and so gave the skin and the win
Yes, sir, Trace.
to Flurry.
I thought that was a really smart move, though, because they hadn't thrown, you look at your lead in skins is always throwing draws. The skips may never throw a draw. You may throw in heroic, kind of the run backs and the doubles.
And Brienne threw a perfect rock. They just brushed it once
How
in a
much do I
while
have
on
in
the
it?
way down, but had a lot of
Yeah.
rotation and went that much farther.
Just leave her the freeze. It's probably a force anyway. Do you think that'll with just back 4? Even if I'm here, then I got to run and I got to pick.
Yeah, that's true. If we can just tap it edge to edge. Okay, you got it. Speed's nice.
Couple of things here, Russ. The guard,
Just too
considering
long,
the
right?
amount of curl, could they have been
You
tighter?
guys like playing a
And the other
chase,
thing
like a
was,
bumper
remember I
pitch,
said
like
to you,
Port Rock?
on that one shot, I think it was Selena's shot, they actually unlocked them. So now there's a little bit of
Here,
room
let's
here
keep
for
it.
Jones.
Yeah, that's what helped. If they didn't unlock them, Jones would be in big trouble here. And the guard is perfectly lined up, but ideally a hair closer to make this shot tougher. But this is no picnic. It's overburied.
I don't think he'd like to picnic on a day like today.
Too cold.
Yeah, you'd be eating just frozen
I feel a
foods.
little
There's no wildlife picnicking out there.
14. Gotta be line. Line straight. Gotta go. Okay, go
Little
then.
curl.
Line straight. Lock it on. Yep, gotta go.
Don McEwen, Jocelyn Peterman,
Hard. Hold it, Don. Hard.
trying to hold it, and they do. Now, take it down. Have you got enough to put it on the corner? And she does.
Good throw, guys.
Just perfect. Loved him in shot.
Yeah, there's no way we can protect both.
No.
Okay.
Where would you
I
like
think
it?
just a tight guard.
Okay.
Just a 3, Trace? Just a 3?
They just heard them say there's no way we can guard both. And what she's saying by that is Jennifer taps that goes out, or Jennifer throws a pick and kicks that blue one out. But there really is. You could. It's a little scary, but you could come down, kind of do that, roll over that way, and that would take both away. Not easy, but possible. I think they're going to take away the one that Jennifer just threw.
Yeah, they are, and I think the pick's definitely the tougher of the two, especially that track. We've seen rocks just run dead straight down there with weight.
Yeah. I think she's trying to hook it.
Probably more of a guess on the intern side.
Jennifer under her breath say the run back's also a shot. That's definitely there too.
2.5. 2.
So can you take that away by just tucking this around a little bit? Would you try that? Or
I absolutely.
Tire.
Need to finish it a bit,
Doesn't look
Liz.
like it's going to curl that much though.
Right
Just
over,
two.
right over. Right over. Hard, Kristen.
Go, 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 go.
Hard,
Keep it
hard,
going, keep it going. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Good seat.
How much do I have in this, you guys? An inch?
Yeah.
What looks better, the straight run or the pick?
I say the straight run.
Straight run. That pick looks tough.
I think the run. I guess I feel like
would your pick be better through the hole, or is there not enough room there?
No.
Yeah,
It's tough. It might be there.
Board, but then you might overcut. That's hard because you're right on that center line.
And you said yesterday there's a magnet there.
It just
With
grabs
the
when you
runners,
get
I gotta make
close.
sure that
yeah.
theirs goes. Like
Yeah.
we might lose them all. Oh, piece 9.5.
When I say the pick, the angle raise, I guess, is what I was referring to. Would you play through the hole to onto the yellow, onto blue?
Oh yeah, it's there, but it's with the curl, as Cheryl mentioned, in that particular spot. That port's really small.
Little big. 9. Yep.
Final stone, little big, little hot out of her hand. Jennifer Jones, Peterman, McHugh. Law's calling them off. Back on now. Have you got this pick for the skin? Have you got it? Oh, yes, and it'll roll far enough. Patience. Wait for your chance and then make the most of it. Yes. And the opening skid of $2,000 will go to Jennifer Jones. She just loved it. But again, you know, we're going to talk about Super Bowl, Tom Brady. Who do you want to give that ball to? Who do you want to give that last rock to?
No question about it. This is not simple. A little bit of a straighter spot, but there is pebble. Just gets it by the top one.
And that is good enough for the skin of $2,000. The key shot brought to you by Meridian, your partners for on-farm, industrial, oil storage, oil field storage, and handling. So number 2 will also be worth $2,000, and in this case, it'll be Flurry that has the last rock. She has the hammer, playing the blue stones. She'll look to score the 2. Kristen McCush.
Jennifer set that one up with a perfect freeze on her first shot, Cheryl, which gave her options on the second one.
That's fine.
T-line maybe. Top 4. Just top 4. I'm coming down.
Clean at the end if you can. Look here.
Right,
A
top
little bit
four.
at the end if you can. You gotta finish it.
T-line.
Go,
T-line.
Selena. Yep.
Okay.
Good. Nice weight. 14-2.
Okay.
Straight freeze. If we
The
tap it
optional
around,
shot
that's good
that
if we've got
you know
line.
Tracy
T-line.
could throw on this first one would be sort of a tight guard, like a corner guard, but tight. Something that's usable. You come in this early, and as we talked about, leaving Tracy some options to draw to, you start to get shut down if Dawn makes these freezes.
Top 4. T-line. Close for line. T-line. Line only. Whoa.
Room,
Back
room,
8.
room,
Whoa.
room, room.
Back 4. Back 8. Not curling.
Back
Back 8.
Yeah, for tapping, nothing. No,
Whoa.
yeah, go ahead, Kate.
We're not on it yet.
Yeah, go.
Try
go.
not to tick it behind the guard.
Okay, good. That's fine. Yep.
And punches it out into the open.
A foot and a half left.
Back
Yeah.
4, so Flurry has 1 of the 2 she needs.
Top 8.
Line's good. It's pretty close.
Top 4. Top 4.
Line's great. Top 4. Half in the 4. Here it goes.
It's close. Top 4.
Tighter line than
Yeah.
Don McEwen's.
Guys, just for weight. Half in the 4. Selena, you need to go.
It's really, it's close.
Selena, finish it. Or, yeah.
Yep.
Hard. Half in the 4. Yep.
We're there.
Nice shot.
Good.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think so.
I like it.
Go here.
Oh, okay.
Do we ever just run it?
Yeah, that was the other shot. Do you like the run?
I like the run, yeah.
Okay. Which turn do you like?
I like the out.
Okay.
That's.
Dawn put her stone in a perfect spot for this shot. It's not too long. It makes it a lot easier. Wasn't in enough that they could hit it, but it's tight enough to be able to use, and it's a short run.
Yes!
McEwen.
Hard!
Laws.
Okay, whoa, right out, right out, right out, right out, right out. Okay.
And right out.
Okay, Joss.
Guard for now, or?
You like that?
It's a long time to.
I like for a guard.
It's an interesting dilemma here,
No.
Russ.
Okay. Just a little.
You know,
fault
you're
mileage.
you're
Yeah, you got it.
you're sitting in a pretty good spot here. You've got your 2 that you need for the skin. It's in your pocket. Do you start protecting it, trying to survive, or do you do what she was suggesting and maybe go to the outside and play to the edges a little bit?
Yeah, it's a very tough situation. 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Guarding makes a little more sense, but you really hate to throw a center guard in a skins format. Hitting, sitting 3 sounds good, but when you're playing a team like this, Jones with the weapons they have, this probably will end up with a carryover.
Well, here you go, Cheryl. They're grouped.
Okay.
They are, and there's the opportunity. You can get out of this maybe with a triple. You heard Liz say it seems a little early, and what she was meaning by that is to try and hold the deuce this early in the ends. I think she was leaning towards throwing the center, kind of guarding those 2 shot stones up.
But that could backfire too, couldn't it? You know, and they still have to make this thing.
Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Roll it, John. Roll it. Atta girl. Really good, Josh.
Judy. Nice job. Good girl.
Very nice.
Not sure how we're getting 2 here.
Think just here for now. If we hit it, we're just going to leave it double. Pardon?
Yeah.
If we hit it, we're just going to leave it double.
Okay.
Like a foot in front of tee.
It's 1 here in practice.
Yeah, it slid nice.
Yeah.
You got it.
Now you get a chance to spread them out a little bit more.
Close, yeah.
Yeah, I like this call a lot. You know, if Jennifer chooses to play that easy tap, there will be a yellow double.
Just tee. Top 8.
Even if it drops for a corner guard, it's something they can use.
Here goes.
Line's good.
Little in front of tee.
Okay, sliding okay.
A little bit in front of tee.
Take a look. T-line. Sliding.
Whoa.
It's great.
Good spot. 14-7.
Atta girl.
Nice throw.
We're shot.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Or just peel it out?
I don't mind nosing it or
Okay.
whatever.
Here?
Sure. I don't think this will do much here. It's a little wider path.
Whoa.
Maybe 9.5.
Oh, off, Joss. Okay, that's fine.
Roll it right
Roll
out.
it right out,
I
Joss.
think this is a fascinating skins matchup because Jen is just patient because of experience in playing skins, and she knows she doesn't have to push to get skins too early, and a carryover's fine. But Tracy Fleury is just that personality. She's patient. She doesn't push too hard. She doesn't get too panicky about everything. So it'll be interesting that I don't think you'll see her try and push too much and take some risks.
Patience for sure. Down 5-1, gives up a 5-ender in the Scott Turn My Heart final in Manitoba. That's patience.
I heard her, they did an interview with her after, and I heard her say, we just knew that because it was early that we had chances and we could come back. She was never, and I really believe she wasn't panicked about it.
Mine's good.
Good demeanor for a skip.
Maybe.
Right to my room.
Top 8.
Good.
Yeah. Top 12 only.
It's there. Good, Selena.
What was that, Chase?
I didn't get that one.
Okay. Curled a lot earlier.
Try to roll it a hair.
Okay.
Same weight?
Yeah, was that close?
Yep. I'll give you a hair less. I thought you were positive too. Do you like this ice or do you want less?
No, I think that's
I like
fine.
the same throw. I'll give you less.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how your players throw typically, and she knows that that's Caitlin's in-out a little bit release.
Yes!
Let's just tighten the ice up for it.
Hard! No roll,
McEwen
no roll,
trying
no
to-
roll. Needs to sit.
Keep it on the
That's good.
edge, and does, and look at this roll.
Thanks, Caitlin.
It's the angle of the stone, though, Russ. The yellow stone on the blue that makes it really tough for
Sorry, I didn't think
Flurry,
it
doesn't it?
deserved
Yeah, it really does. And she can't hit the one that's corner frozen.
Okay, you got it.
It rolls away, and so they have to go after the shot rock here.
Do you, Cheryl, at some point in time, if you're Flurry, saying, look, it's not setting up for me here. Play that shot and just get rid of them and look for the single with your last to carry over.
Well, she's not in a lot of risk here. There's no center guards for Jones. There's no real chance to steal. You could take a chance, try and maybe tap that and roll away and hope they miss a double. Worst case, you carry over and move on.
There's that straight spot.
It's giving everybody fits on that side of the sheet.
Really straight there.
Okay.
That's why I was really impressed with Jen's pick, because that was that straight spot as well, and any back motion, and you'll say, oh,
You guys like the guard?
Yeah?
Play for the carryover.
Or we just hit and roll?
That was my first thought.
Guard's pretty dangerous.
Do you like
Go
guard?
for top 12 in front of it, like tight in front of it.
Just would hate to leave her the double
Yeah.
as long as we're tight.
Only thing would be if we're guarding this side, then we'd be guarding theirs if they
Yeah.
make the run.
Then I should be able to corner freeze that.
Okay.
Like there? It's kind of a guess.
I know.
Do you like hitting it?
I don't mind this. It's good.
What do you
I
think,
think
Cheryl?
that should be close, Jen.
Yeah, I heard
Should go
Caitlin
with
say under her
the
breath,
barrel here.
maybe we just play for the carryover, so just hit it. There's a risk with this.
That's all.
Yeah, there certainly is.
You want it tight.
Which is
You guys
what?
like this side?
Well, it may be
You
an
gotta go
under
down
curl,
five.
and
Yeah, Max.
Tracy can come down, hit it, and sit two. There might be a double, but Jennifer's still got to make it.
You like
An
less?
over curl's not good either, because they can hit and roll
Fraction?
behind that corner that you're throwing. And if this slides in the rings, it makes the
Less, no less.
double easier. So maybe a couple feet short with the perfect line.
I just think this is a tough shot second end. And you haven't played out to the wings. Like, we've seen everything
Hair
more
light,
into the
halfway.
forefoot.
Need to be tight.
Mine's good.
Needs to finish.
Mine's good. Just
That's
clean.
not bad. Pretty close.
Let's
Leave
clean.
her tight. It needs to finish a long way here. We're tight,
tight.
really tight.
Just clean.
Yeah.
Mine's great.
Hard line.
Yep.
Not in. Hard line.
Gotta go.
Hard line.
Hard, both of you.
Hard.
Nice shot.
Good shot, Jen.
I guess if you can do that, it's a good call.
It is.
Perfect. Good scrub,
It
guys.
is perfect.
Nice shot.
Okay. Yep.
Takes a long time.
Throw the out.
You might be able to make the double and roll in.
Yeah, and they had to go to get the line to bring it tight so that they didn't leave the yellow exposed. Yeah, it's close, Russ.
Okay, the run. Here.
Okay.
You just got to
Are we trying to roll on?
run
or
it back and
it's
just cross
possible?
over
Okay.
the nose, do you?
Stay with me.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a hair high side, and you're throwing that turn that gives you a bit of a gear
Okay,
effect.
got
It's a
it.
little livelier turn, so it might roll far enough with. They're talking peel here. I think it will.
Yeah, just stay center line side slightly.
Let's make that double. That's the hard part.
So a little bit of the gear effect. Do you know if there are blue hone inserts in these?
Yes, yeah.
They are?
There.
Close. Yep. Close. Yep. Close. Yep.
Flurry. Vertush. Little bit from Fife now. Run it back. Across. Oh,
Okay.
she didn't get them both, but she leave her own stone as the shot rock
okay,
for the
Trace.
moment. So you have a carryover situation.
Close.
It just over curled on her.
It's basically edge to edge, but yeah, just make it go.
Okay.
We can get some finish at the end.
How hard are you throwing it?
A 10. You guys like that ice for that?
Yeah. Weight's good.
Close. 10. Close.
Yep.
Yes.
Hard. Hard.
Jennifer Jones last. This is really a struggle here trying to hold it up. Now here comes that corner guard. Here it comes. Oh! And again. How often do we talk about the ability of a Don McEwen, Jocelyn Peterman, and the stones that they save for Jennifer Jones?
They saved that one for sure. I thought it was on the guard. They brushed this so well.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it.
Team Flurry had to hit and roll out in this spot, so they should have this figured out.
Needs to hit and sit right there for the carryover. Final stone for Tracy Fleury.
Whoa, down. Whoa. Clean.
Be a hair down, but
First year after moving over from Northern Ontario.
Hard leg, you gotta go.
Fife stays with it. Oh, you can't roll too far. And away she goes. She didn't have it figured out. And so Flurry will give up the skin and the steal. 4,000 Jones leads it.
no. Yeah.
And while we are here in Banff, the World Cup, the World Championship event is going on in Sweden. Congratulations to Matt Dunstone as he wins over Nicholas Adine in the men's final. So Dunstone will take that momentum on to the Saskatchewan playdowns. And congratulations as well to Katriana Sahaidak and Colton Lott as they win the mixed doubles event. Darcy Robertson was playing in the women's event representing Canada out of Manitoba, of course, and coming off a very stressful Manitoba women's playdown. She did not qualify. Currently, it's Anna Hasselberg, the Olympic gold medalist representing Sweden, playing Minji Kim of Korea as they play in the sixth, and it is currently 4-3 for Kim. So we go to the third now, and after that steal, Jones leads with $4,000 in the bank. This third is worth $3,000. And once again, Tracy Fleury will have that last rock. Playing the blue stone, she'll need the 2 to score the money. Flat out mistake, Cheryl, by Fleury?
Yeah, she gave herself the chance for the carryover. You knew earlier in the end when she decided not to throw the center guard, she was going to set up for a possible deuce that the risk could be the carryover, but then you had a pretty basic shot to make it. Mistake, and Russ and I were saying you might have really set it on that spot. It's straight, so any backward motion, it's not coming back.
It's a double story. Don't be wide in a straight spot. Don't be narrow in a swingy spot, and that's all it takes.
But I like the way she called the end. She didn't skip herself into trouble. It's just an execution error, and you move on, and you know you're going to get that chance again.
No. Yep. Got a cross center. Yep. Great shot, Don.
Great shot done. Don McEwen as she goes behind. Sits top 4.
Yeah.
If we had a nickel for every time Jennifer said that.
Well, and it's great for a couple reasons. It can't be tapped. It's too high up in the rings. It's buried almost perfectly. Because Tracy Fleury's team would like nothing more than to be able to tap that open stuff up, tap it to the back of the rings, but they can't. So it forces them into this kind of tougher execution game with the freeze.
Gotta go for speed here.
Top 4.
No bum.
Hard right to it.
Just top 4. Yep, right to it. Go. Yep. Great shot.
Good.
Nice shot.
51.
So late.
I do think that can feel what feels like a 5 to me, though. Do you agree?
For sure.
Okay, room here.
T.
Room, locked on.
Back 4, T.
No.
Close.
T-line.
No!
Yeah. Okay,
Back
heavy
4
off,
still.
yeah.
Back 8
Not
almost.
the way to miss this one. You want to stay
Yeah,
in
back
front of
12.
that blue one.
Yeah, get it by. Yep. But no, I'd like to stick around, so we need a rub, eh? I'd like to have that one.
Any kind of rub? No, nothing.
Okay.
And all the way back. And a little bit of junk there. If you're Flurry, you're saying, okay.
Do you like hack? Try to roll there.
What do you guys like? My gut was
that,
freeze
but-
again, but
Like the freeze at all? Pardon? Do you like the freeze again?
just don't really want to. Or do we
They
have
might
to put it
guard
up
it.
yet?
Sorry? Then they might guard it. True. I don't mind the hack. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you got it.
I think the mistake would be take the center guard. They've really kind of hooked themselves. That blue stone you see you can't use it, the top 12 foot on the right as we're looking at it. And those are the ones that you want to leave so they're available to run in here. So tick open even that yellow center.
Yeah.
Hack.
That's why you see so many teams just play that first come around by not playing a come around. Just leave it wide open.
Then. Whoa. Bump.
That's you're exactly right, Cheryl. That blue one's hurting them.
Yes! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Roll. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, that was a very
Yeah,
nice shot.
gotta go.
Boy, and leaves a shot rock under double cover.
Yeah. Even if we're just late.
Yeah.
It's just such a tricky spot for weight down here, and to throw the right weight, not overthrow it, and put the broom in the right spot, and you get that finish when it gets close to the center. Well done.
Great roll, too.
That might be a hair light.
I don't think it's good.
Line's decent here. You got room.
Room. Wait if you can.
It's to
nice.
finish on.
Lots of room.
Can wait.
Top 4.
Can wait. Or T-line.
Yeah, oh, well then.
We're behind it.
Anywhere above it. Yeah, go around it. Yep. Hard. No, you're not by it. Whoa. Okay.
You caught right in the middle.
Okay.
Try to get to nose.
Okay. 14.7, yes. Just a little bit less. This is a 7, Trace.
Okay.
So picking up something about the 7 stone and mentioning it to Flurry. What could that be, Cheryl?
Well, I think we've seen them move it around that are straighter.
Okay.
Back line.
That was a discussion in one of the men's games
Yeah,
that we
Team
heard
Gushu
them.
identified it, and they threw it down to Jeff Walker, and they were trying to ice him tighter.
Whoa. Back line.
There's that off-center guard just
Selena.
needs to be negotiated.
You could tick that blue a little bit, too.
Oh, and she got to the nose, almost perfectly to the nose. And so they still sit now 2 under cover, and one sitting just
good.
top edge of the floor.
Out a quarter. That one
Looking
really.
to bounce back here after giving up that
like
steal of
I know, it's
$2,000.
If they knew they got a little high side, you see this blue as it's coming in, it just ticks it over as well.
It's close to a triple here. Guess who's throwing? In half.
And Laws right away, picked up by McEwen and Peterman. Oh, now it's just McEwen staying with it all the way. Got one and drove it right through the hole.
Okay.
Tight early in that one, I think. I don't think Caitlin quite got out to the broom.
So just went for it.
Top 4.
Slide in there.
They were trying to finish
I
everything.
see what
there,
you're
so I thought you
saying.
could
Bang,
play.
off of that one, and then come across and get the one at the edge of the 8.
Heard Caitlin say under her breath, I should have gone for it, meaning take the risk of missing everything and hit it really thin, because that's the only way you're going to make it.
All you. Top 8.
Do they want to come down and corner freeze their own? Is this what the plan is here? Or where are they going?
Yeah, top 4.
Okay.
They don't need to get right corner frozen too, but top 4 is good just as long as you tuck it.
Tuck it in underneath.
Yep, and then there's no
Sideways, you got it.
double.
We're just top 12.
Okay, you got it, they say. So fight the cush on the carry. Oh, just to the top 12.
Came down on them.
That's not good, because it's hooked a little bit, and it just gives protection for Caitlin here to get one around.
There's just that little bit of, couple of grains of granite hiding underneath that yellow.
Which might be enough. a normal game, missing light like that's pretty safe because Jennifer might not play this shot because she doesn't want to give up 3 or 4. But she's thinking steal, and that rock's really helping them.
Okay. Okay.
Well, there's a spot there, isn't there?
Good try, Caitlin.
We saw Peterman's. I mean, that just snuggles up beside Peterman's.
The fastest spot in the sheet
That
right
was
now.
my first draw of the game, but I think you were light enough.
Okay, you got it.
Time's not really matching how it feels either. A little more.
Top 8.
Nice kid. Fighting for.
I gotta go.
Yeah, top 12, top 8.
Line straight.
Need to move a little. Go if you need to. Hi, Kristen. Line straight. Oh, just top 12. Just top 12. Go, go, go.
Trying to wrap this around again. Push and fight with the carry. Trying to get it there, and they will tuck a little bit of piece. Maybe half a stone in, and they are sitting the 2 for top 8. Out counts that one back edge of the 8.
Oh, just top 12. Just top 12. Go, go. Sorry, go, go.
Okay.
And as soon as this stops, they're lining it up as if there is maybe a double here.
I just don't think right now that we can bury around. Do you think we
Okay.
can?
Not
It's
necessarily,
fresh.
no. Yeah, we're gonna have to go a little wider, but
Stay here.
Got to hair
guys
that
like
top
this?
one.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's got about half of
I don't
that
mind that.
I'll let
top
you-
8-foot stone.
It might jam, Cheryl. I don't know if you can get enough of it to make the one I just drew.
You still think like
Play that
3 feet
come
nice
around.
and
We
we
just
got a
saw it
button
with Caitlin. They've got a good feel for it.
What do you guys
What
think?
about coming off the, Cheryl, what about coming off their own yellow and rolling over the get to the back 4
gotta be
where they
tight
want to
as
get
that.
to anyway?
Yep, they could play that as well. They probably have seen this draw a little bit more. It would be more of a guess out there
I like
to play
this,
the hit
the draw.
and roll.
Okay.
I think this is wide enough where it'll hang forever, maybe till past the hog line, and then you'll get a little bit of a bite and get some curl.
Yeah, that's the consistency we've seen over the course of the yesterday, particularly yesterday, even on the Friday night when it was still, the ice was still a little green. You wait, and boy, it finishes late.
You're by. Whoa. Gotta go for speed.
This looks pretty good.
Looks really good.
Minutes to go.
Hard. Bury it.
And again, the judgment of McEwen and Peterman just to shut out Jones and just not listen to her and say, it's my rock, our rock, we'll judge you.
You're by. Whoa.
Hey, keep going. They don't need it. We need it for speed. So, Skipper, we'll take it.
Bury it.
Now, though, does Flurry have the in off? The one you pointed out, Vic.
I did.
That's all she has.
I would think so.
Oh, and he
I
said,
just didn't want to
yeah, I didn't.
throw it too.
Because that's why they didn't want it deep. I mean, they had to bury it, so that was kind of job number 1. But
A little thicker than 3/4.
Yeah, I think 7/8 is close.
This might be here too. They're lined up pretty good. A little bit high side on the yellow. You hate to play a triple raise, but
Yeah, I
that
think
might
so.
be easier than this one.
Got it.
This one you got to throw pretty hard. They're both there. Better result if you make this one.
It's curling a hair more on
Okay,
these.
just soft nose on this one with peel.
Yeah.
I think this is tight enough, sure. Well, it might curl a bit.
well, this is the struggle with that center line.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of success down it with hits. Everybody's struggling to figure out where to put the broom.
And that's where you have to hit it, so that's not a lot of ice.
Fife backs right off now. It's all about the line call. And now will it stop? It does, and look at that. Look at how they are lined up under cover of that stone. Top 12.
Pretty nice.
It over curled on them to, if you watch this, if they keep brushing this, they would get that back one a lot more solid and kill that yellow one, but it rolling underneath's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought at one point it was going to leave a pocket.
I think that's max.
It's almost the same shot Jennifer just threw, isn't it?
Pretty close.
Hair less,
A little
Caitlin, I
tighter.
think.
Tightening it up now with that stone gone. She has a little bit more room.
That's light, you guys. You gotta go.
Oh, out of her hand. She says it's light. Jones.
Where are you?
Gotta
And
go,
they pick her up
Caitlin.
right away.
Line
Peterman,
straight, guys.
McEwen.
Hard.
It's all up to them now where this goes.
Foot on, go.
Never off.
Hard line.
Never off.
Hard line.
Just tight.
Again.
Okay, sorry, guys.
And it is going to come up light, and that will mean the skin and the $3,000 goes to Tracy Fleury. No need to throw her last. So that's a nice bounce back after giving up that steal of 2. We're separated now by $1,000. Final stone, great draw, Jones. The sit covered. Nothing. Courtney, wiggle, angle it back. Got it. You bet she does. Wonderful way to start this women's final.
Yep, yeah, hard.
Want to bang the blue right on the feet. Iskew says, bang, bang, touch them all and pack it up. Oh, goodness. Rachel Holman is the women's winner. Well, she was and is the defending champion, of course, but she was not here. You would have expected Rachel Holman to be in the skins game, of course, but she had to play in Ontario, the Ontario Playdowns, and last night a 6-4 win over Julie Tippin fills out the Ontario bracket. And it also means now that their wild card teams are Einarson and Scheidegger. Casey Scheidegger had to wait to see. In fact, Holman would win. If she didn't, then Holman would have grabbed that wild card spot. And Tippin, when Holman did, Scheidegger's in as we slowly fill out the field with 2 spots remaining. And of course, we'll be in Sydney February 15th through the 24th, starting on the Friday night with that wild card. As we welcome you back. So $3,000 skin, another $3,000 up for grabs here in 4. And it will be Jones with has last rock. She'll look to score the 2 playing the Yellowstones. And as mentioned, on February 15th, Friday at 6:30 Eastern Time, we will have Carrie Einarson against Casey Scheidegger. We saw them both here. We'll see them both to kick off the Scotties in Sydney. Just in.
Maybe 11.
Rarely, if ever, do we see that mistake. From Don McEwen.
Well, it was a tough one. She had to hit and probably hit it absolutely perfectly dead on to not be in. She only rolled a 1/4 inch or so, but that was enough. Makes a big difference.
Speed's fast to the wing, actually. It's better.
Okay, I'll give it to you guys.
A traditional corner guard situation here.
Haven't seen a lot of movement play to the wings at all.
Line's good. Right here. I'd like it to finish, Josh.
Caitlin draw. Wait if you can,
Wait
guys.
as you can, yeah, as long as you can. Right here.
Pretty tight to the center line, which could block Jennifer's out-turn draw to the button. So get it as deep as you can.
Keep going. Nice spot, Don. Good.
Draw an imaginary line from that yellow into the button. That's basically the draw path with that much curls. Not ideal. What did you do with those, Cheryl? Did you just take less ice and get them farther over, or did you try to get them really deep?
I tried to get them really deep.
T-line.
Okay, well then.
Better.
Still no line.
Here it goes. We're back for it. Still lots of line.
Mine's getting better. It's curling
Still
now.
there. If anything, just Kristen a little bit at the end, maybe. 14-3.
Back button.
Good. Good.
Think we gotta throw here to stick it.
Okay.
Or do you guys like the run roll?
I like this.
Okay.
You know, look at these 2 teams. If Jennifer wasn't Team Canada, this might have been your Manitoba final.
Exactly. A tough province.
Yep.
Jocelyn
guys.
Peterman.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
As it just
Hard.
walks the line.
Double. Hard, hard, hard.
And we'll touch it and enough.
Okay.
And to spill it out the back.
Like
If you're with us on Friday, there wasn't much action in the house, and the stone seemed a little bit more dead, but that really picked up yesterday.
Yeah, that's been much better since that first game. Not exactly what Jen wanted. She was trying to roll, but pretty good plan B to at least get shot stone off the button. And now your stone is left up front. Whatever is made here, you have your own to run back in.
A little bit of room. Top 4. Close. Yep. Line's good. Top 4. Still room, guys. Line's good. Top 4. Yep. Okay, you're fine. Line's good. Yep. 4 foot. 4 foot. Yep. Hard, hard, hard.
Here's my very nice draw. Around the center guard sits top edge of the 4.
Okay, so like that.
Looking to steal this skin of $3,000.
You got it, Jess.
Could try and cross just slightly with the out turn. So you don't leave a center guard exactly, but you can kind of clip the back blue one and then roll the stone you're advancing.
No roll. Yeah, a little bit here. No roll. Okay. Okay, guard.
2.5.
Okay, you got it. It's really nice here.
This is not a typical skins in. We
No.
see rocks, everything to the 4 foot rocks, no corner guards. Now it's the opposite. Open corners.
It's an interesting situation, though, because you throw the center guard. Jennifer in a normal game would keep playing that run back, try to open things up, but she might loop right around that thing. It's high enough you could probably get 3/4 buried.
2.5.
So if the guard's a little offline, you never know.
A little bit at the end. 3. Pretty tight. Yep, go Kristen. Yep. Straight over. Yep, hard. Go, get it center. Go. Hard. Good shot.
Okay.
They're going to play the run back, but they guarded the wrong side. Caitlin could play soft weight and roll this way. If the blue one had been over a little bit farther, then they'd have to roll that way, and it would be wide open. Thought they might take a go at it.
Run it back. Oh, goodness.
Sorry, Caitlin. My bad.
Oh, almost.
I mean, accepting responsibility is Jones.
Tough one. Good
But I mean, how difficult is that? You know, it's funny. I used to always I mentioned this before. The adage about baseball: you take a round ball with a round bat, and you have to hit it squarely.
Yes.
Right. Same thing
Yes.
here, right?
Oh, yeah.
2 round objects. Where do you hit it?
Yeah, 3.
Well, you know, we've got the overhead camera, and you watch it come into the frame, and it's like, why can't you do that? But Caitlin's 146 feet away trying to make that.
The frustration is she threw it well enough to make it, but you know what? There's a lot of times where you don't, and the skip gets the best out of it by a different call or a plan B. So
Yeah, if you chip the front, the shooter should
I
roll
don't see
in
Jen
anyway.
miss those line calls very often.
This shot I thought they'd try last one. This one's even more buried, but they're going to give it a go. And concept here is you roll anywhere, it could be buried. Even if you tick the guard, you could be buried with Caitlin's rock here. That could set up your 2.
Just back down. Yep. Hard. Close to the hack. Yep. Hard.
Peterman. McEwen. Like a magnet, it's drawn. It's going at that blue. And
That's
there's
good,
that
Caitlin.
little
Real
rub,
good.
the roll,
Really good audible to try and
Nice.
save it.
and it'll spin. And yes, hang on as it spins on itself and comes back. Back 12.
That's a big deal.
Really good call.
Shot, sorry about your first one. Finish.
Just
Just missed it.
I don't want them to hit this one
probably
early.
just-
Guard it twice, Cheryl, because Jennifer's got an angle raise there for her, too.
Split them.
Right.
Okay, Trace.
Okay. 2.5.
Three's not bad.
Okay. So like a 35.
I think that out time.
35, yeah.
And then how you release it if you put it
There's a
back.
fine line
Maybe just a little
inside
bit.
the 4-foot.
You want like biting center?
Again, yeah. Okay. You got it.
Well, let it work. Let it work. Let it work.
Just a 2.
Higher than yours. Kristen's gonna need to finish. Wait for it.
2.5 at the end.
Okay, go. Yep.
Just 2.
Hard over. Hard over. Yep.
Just a 2.
Cards, it'll go.
You need to cover it, or at least hide some of it. That was excellent brushing, boy, to get it that far. Looked like it had no chance. You seem to be a little... You seem to have a little bit of question of guarding it twice so much. Why was that?
Well, if Jennifer wrecks here, which she probably won't, she'll probably make it. But if she wrecks, do you replace it? Because if you do, there's that yellow one just to the right of Caitlin that could be run in for the possible 2. So I'd be tempted to maybe draw for 2, and at least you have the carryover.
Okay, and there's that reason why, Cheryl, you say that spin on itself at the back is so important. You sort of ignore that back here because we always race to the 4, but there's the potential second point.
That could be the skin. And the guard for Tracy didn't quite come up enough, and it's long. So you just saw Caitlin's come down here, and it curled. So it's a pretty good chance to get this.
Again, watch that center line.
It's wider than Caitlin's.
Yes.
Picked up right away, though. Here they go.
Yep. Whoa.
Ewan with it. Now called off. All about the line call.
Really gotta go.
No flirting with the guard. Gotta go. No roll, she says. No roll, she says. But it will roll too far. But it hangs around.
Sorry.
However, the shot rock, look at where it is now, behind that stone. Maybe just showing a little piece out in the hole. But an opportunity here, going back to what you said, a chance to draw for 2.
In this path.
Yeah, and then
It's not as
because
good.
the blue one's buried,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a safer situation now. Jennifer was definitely wider out of her hand, then they jumped it.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was light.
Yeah, I didn't hear a wake call, which was interesting. I heard Caitlin say whoa when Jen released because of exactly that. But then they were on it.
It's probably the trickiest spot in the sheet. Just
Okay.
I like a
410.
Yeah, between a 10 and a 15.
Oh, this is a great opportunity.
Okay, Trace, you got it.
this same shot was missed by Jennifer Jones last night, where it hung on her and actually wrecked on the yellow guard. Be patient to maybe wait a while if you're brushing.
I think we're all there right now.
Whoa, Kristen.
Top 4, T-line.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Line's good. Half in the 4. All you. Line's good.
All you.
Curly now.
Kristen McCush,
close,
Liz
top
Fife,
4.
all you.
Line's great. All you. All you. Line's
Keep
really
the
good.
curl a little.
15.
Selena negative
Keep
on
gotta
the
curl it.
line call.
Gotta curl Liz. Yep. Yep.
And Liz now, Fife trying to help it over that little bit, and they'll drag it. Center line, top edge of the 4. And sitting the 2, needing the 1 for the skin.
Just about perfect.
Good shot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you else get in. Yeah.
Do you,
3/4?
is there a double there? Angle double.
We're not shot.
I think there is.
There is.
It's you could come through
think
that
this will
blue
run dead
port,
straight.
but that's a small one, and then you're not shot rock, Cheryl.
Wow, look at this. The raise, angle, double. And what did we say? That was the stone that was put there by Don McEwen, and that actually was blocking the draw path, remember?
It was. Tracy couldn't have put her stone in a better spot.
Yet she's could be in trouble here.
Yeah, Jennifer noses the top one. She's not going to be shot, so the double has to be made.
Yeah. Perfect rock position. And you couldn't take away everything, and you left her the toughest shot for sure.
Yep. Oh! Yes! Oh! No!
Called off. Coming up, angle it back, gonna get 1, yes. And that's all as the race stone spins away. And Flurry has battled back. picking up the steals. So both now have steals. We're at the break. And Flurry has the lead. Located just 5 minutes from downtown Banff is Mount Norquay's Tube Park. And during the winter, it's home to 8 lanes of excitement and some legendary views. Friday, Team Flurry took to the hills to experience the adrenaline rush firsthand. The Manitoba Scotties champs went down first as a team, and then a final run to see who was the fastest.
Who won? That was awesome. Thanks, Norquay.
Alberta's best tube park can be found at Mount Norquay. I tell you, there's a lot of groomed powder after heavy snow the last couple of days. We want to introduce you to another special guest of Everest Funeral Concierge, and joined by Randy Furby, the 6-time Canadian champion, and Mark Duffy, the CEO of Everest. This is Evan Lemieux from Inuvik, the Northwest Territories, and his passion is to help people and provide them value, which are the core qualities that make him one of Canada's top Everest agents. Congratulations, Evan, and welcome to Banff. As we welcome you back to the second half of this women's final, the TSN All-Star Curling Skids game. And after that $3,000, Flurry now with the lead up by a couple. We go to the fifth. We're playing for $4,000. And once again, Jennifer Jones will have the last rock. She has the hammer, playing the Yellowstones, and will need 2 for the skin.
Take a look. Looks good. Looks here. It's good. Tight. A bit at the end.
We're real tight. Yeah, we're really tight.
Can't.
15-6?
Yeah.
Good shot. Top 4.
Yeah, it's a little slicker.
So Flurry steals
Line's good.
in 3,
No.
gets
Both on line
the
here.
skin
No,
of
you were
3,000, now
over.
has the lead.
Top
Cheryl,
4.
what do you like about the way Flurry is playing right now as compared to when she
Yep,
gave
good.
up money in the first 2?
Well, I just think it's been her front end has been setting her up really well. And then Tracy showed, like in the third end, she made that run back, which was a beauty. And then she made that draw in this last end. So I just like, no panic in it. They weren't playing so well the first couple ends. You definitely could see the momentum was all about Jones' team, but now it's switched. I like that for a team, to see that from a team that hasn't played skins a lot, because there is usually that panic where you think, oh, I've got to get skins. I think it's just her personality fits this really well.
I really do believe at this point in time, Tracy Fleury is very close to the best drawer in the world.
Tapping it still.
She's just so close weight-wise on every single one she throws.
And to back you up, Cheryl, on what you're saying about the way the front end for Flurry is playing right now, just look at the numbers.
Well, yeah, that 89% that you see for Flurry, we're talking Krista McCush at 94%, Liz Fife at 97% in skins play, and Tracy Flurry posting at 86%. It's been a bunch of her draws and her runbacks.
The numbers after 4 are brought to you by Rimrock Resort Hotel. Above the rest.
T-line.
Off then.
2 hours, topping ours.
Off. We're not getting it.
It's just a fast lane, isn't it, out that wider spot. Once it curls a little sooner than this, it'll slow down a bit. This could be trouble.
Yeah.
You rarely see Team Jones being beaten in the soft game on the draw shots, but they have been so far.
Yeah. Do you like the hit and roll? I don't mind the hit.
Do you like the hit and roll, Trace?
No, you're
That
right
looks
in
better
all
to
3
me than the
positions.
double.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Make the double, then they just
Just a 10 then?
right?
Yeah, that's my thought.
Even if you hit this thick and roll on top, that might be better than the double.
I like the rock positioning for Flurry's team. You see that blue that we showed in the screen that they can actually run back as well. So they would be setting up something on both sides for themselves.
Really needs to curl.
Okay.
Or do you like just drawing?
I don't mind the hit roll.
Kind of like the flop.
Okay. Here.
10 and a half, and hers didn't.
Sorry, 10?
Missed opportunity
Yeah.
there.
Give if anything, throw a little less than that. Hers didn't do anything. Okay.
Jocelyn Peterman. And there's an indication, right? Those aren't the kind of numbers. Now, yes, we always say Skin's numbers are a little lower, but that's not the kind of numbers we see from the front end of Jones' team when we traditionally see them in national championships.
No, but we say Skin's numbers are a lot lower, yet the Flurry team's posting numbers in the mid-90s.
Okay.
Little heart flutter there. Yeah,
7.
nice roll.
Got it.
Yeah, great roll. Little unlucky. It looks like it's queued up the
Even if
blue,
you get
yellow,
high
yellow.
side. Okay.
But this is another thing. This is what Tracy was doing in early ends. She wasn't leaving herself this shot. She was over, curling on this blue stone, staggering the two guards, and then they never had anything to run back.
Close. Whoa. Whoa.
Curl. And it did. Oh, and look at where it just squished it underneath the center guard.
And stayed.
Top forward.
Really nice.
Are we freezing today, or is it coming around?
Just freezing.
Okay. So just bite the floor.
At a 15 on Kristen.
Yeah,
so
I think you can throw that. It's nice here.
Brush down edge of the 8-foot. What's the play?
Come around and freeze. Try and set up a freeze on that shot stone.
Room. Can't bounce on this line.
Something that they can maybe run back in later.
Grease good. Bully
So Waz closest to the stone, trying to keep it out there a little bit as McEwen helps with the drag.
We're tapping it an inch.
Nice shot, Joss.
There you go.
That's two pretty stones then from Jocelyn Peterman.
1.5. I think so. Yeah. Good. Like guarding half of the blue, I think. Okay.
Okay, it's really nice here.
You heard the Jones team say this is the fastest spot on the sheet.
2.5. 2. 1.5. Oh. 2.5.
To the Everest.
Mine's good. Mine's really good. Maybe a little
Remember again, it's Jones with last rock, so she needs to score the 2.
Right on the Everest.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And it's all about protect now. If you're Flurry, you've got your steel point in a great spot.
Do you like going here? Or do you want a double peel?
I think try the double peel on my first.
Okay. 3/4, 7/8.
The double peel could come right into the Jones yellow one, which also could make a double.
No. Okay.
Yeah, not the numbers for Caitlin that we saw in the semifinal.
Yeah. That's really nice.
Same thing. Okay.
You got it.
Quite content to keep guarding here. It's not an easy draw for Jennifer if that's what she has to do with her last one.
Here more?
Yeah.
2.5.
A little deeper.
A little wider.
Okay,
Chris,
we're
2.
still just a 2.
Still just a 2. Not till the end.
Okay, we're just a
So
1.5.
talking about those
Mine's
zones
pretty
that
good. Little bit of finish. Yep.
Randy
1.5.
Furby and the
Yep.
Fab 4 were the first to use.
Just one.
So a 2 is, boy, that just died on them. So that would be your 1 zone, and they were hoping to get it down to the
it's really
Everest,
down.
which was about a 2
Yeah.
midway between the
Kristen,
on
look
line
at that.
compromise.
Or we try to do that.
What
Probably
happened to
one,
that?
hey?
Yeah, they weren't panicking out of the as it was thrown. I'm not sure.
Quiet, though. Yeah, like here.
Then what are you doing here?
That's right.
Count that one.
Yeah.
That's again something to add to the analyst handbook.
I think
It
we
is,
play
that's
this
right up
season.
there.
When you're asked
So
Yeah.
here-
and you go, I don't know,
I'm
that's
glad,
not good.
no, a little thicker
I'm
than
glad
that,
you're
70.
contributing as well.
Yeah, thanks.
40 is close.
This is here. I'm gonna contribute here. This is here. The blue, yellow. The yellow can take out the shot rock and even roll over to the side blue.
Yep, 10.5. Hard. Really hard. Whoa,
Uh-oh.
we missed it. Whoa.
It's going.
Look at that, bang.
Okay,
Now, where's it going? Well, that
that's fine, Caitlin. Sorry, should have kept on it.
raised
Good.
rock will go
That works.
back. The shooter will stay right there on the edge of the 8.
Sorry.
Oh, it's
I kept on it.
close. I'm not sure if it's...
Nice throw.
Just watch where they settle, because I'm not quite sure who is... But that yellow now spins over. Question is, where does that blue stone going straight back? That one then on the tee line at around 9 o'clock. That is your shot stone. That's your steel point.
She's drawing.
Blue on the
Have
left.
this out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Quit brushing that just over the hog line because Jennifer decided they'd missed it, but they hadn't missed it. Might
Yeah,
have
that's
been an even better result if they had kept the heads down.
And if you're not familiar, this goes back years and years to the days when they used to call, I think it was Melfort, Saskatchewan, they used to call curling on radio. And that's when they came up with the
You got it.
clock, so people knew that the top of the house was 12 and then you called all around. So shot rock, 9 o'clock, 8 foot.
Now that's a contributing to the show, Cheryl.
Close.
I'm trying to think of a comeback, but
T-line. Let it work. T-line. It needs to curl.
Well, that's the truth. It was funny. We'd show up at some events, particularly in Saskatchewan, and there was this gentleman, I wish I could remember his name.
No, we're all
He was
there.
from a small station,
back to
Melfort,
T.
if I remember correctly, and he was doing the games on radio.
no, and you know what? You're right, because I remember my husband
Okay.
talks about it. He used to listen to curling on the radio. He lived in Regina and loved it.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Yep.
Go here.
It was a talk about painting the picture, right? As some of the legendary broadcasters would do. Well, that was always the thing they said about Vin Scully, wasn't it? As a baseball commentator, you were listening. You may not have been there, but you felt it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an art.
Another perfect draw by Flurry.
5. Yep.
This is the one, isn't it? A little wider than this. I think it's 4 or 5 feet faster. If this curls early, it's tough to get it there.
Wait. Right on, Lee.
Close. Line's good, guys.
Yep.
On the button. You got room.
Wait on, Lee.
Lots of
Go
line.
here.
Way too
Way
close.
close. Gotta
Line's
get
great.
Line's perfect. Lots of room.
Needs to finish.
Lots of line.
Top button, guys.
Hard.
Got enough here, Peterman McEwen. You got enough
Hard.
to drag this. Ooh. Not quite. Not quite there. Leaves it just off the corner.
Need to guard the run.
Shoot.
It's just so tricky. Out a little bit further.
Like in between these two.
And a weight difference, too. Hard on the psyche to throw draws in that spot. I think they just guard the yellow run.
Yeah, that's their easiest shot to
Right on the Everest.
certainly get the skin.
Touching center.
Okay. Halfway. It's mostly for line here, though.
Okay.
Back 8.
Yeah.
Gonna have to tap it so it's half in the
nice
front.
here.
Can you get the blue with the intern, Cheryl?
Yeah.
Such a long guard.
Yeah, it's nice here.
I think you can.
Yeah, the
think a
trick would be the
little more
weight,
ice.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Throw that extra weight, try to
You got it.
tap it back. Does it run a little bit on you?
A little more even.
So now trying to
Good.
maybe just tuck it around that yellow stone just outside the rings, or
Just go in front of it.
in front of his works as well.
Yeah.
Problem with that is you're not. It doesn't have much time to curl when you're throwing at that light.
2.5.
Really carve this over here.
Yep. Keep
Keep
going.
going, keep
Yep.
going, keep going, keep
Go.
going.
Go. 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 Keep going. Go. 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 Go.
Oh,
Go.
dear.
Go. Go.
Got a little too wide.
Ooh, it might still be there.
7-8 to the yellow.
You've got all of it.
Or the soft weight around the long guard. Just come in this way and tap it.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
10?
Yeah.
It's easier when the hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, just because that intern
Do you like this
path.
better, the back 8 tap?
I like this. I like this.
It's over. I mean, it's over. It's a long guard. It's
Yeah.
over buried by.
Yeah, the trick with this, you can't nose it. It would be for the carryover. You have to cross the face a little bit so that your shooter sticks.
So if you do cross it, and it hits it, there's a saver blue one on the left-hand side that might catch this raised rock.
Yep. Yep. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Yep. Oh. Yeah.
Now they got to hold this line for her. Got to crack this just right. Did they get this? Ooh, not quite.
Man.
And so it's going to be a steal of the $4,000 skin. And at the moment, Flurry outplaying the two-time champion Jones. Win a 20th straight skin. Gonna get it. Gonna get it. And and $21,000. Now you got to push it far enough. Push it far enough. Oh, and they'll slide it by that stone. And that will be Polish skin. It will be Brendan Botcher that moves on. Yeah, Brendan Botcher on Friday night. A win over Brad Guju. And what can you say about Kevin Cooey? He loves this format. Pitched the shutout, took everything. 21,000 from Reed Carruthers. And so it is Botcher, Cooey, when we join you again at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with the men's final from here in Banff. At this wonderful facility, the Fenlands Banff Recreation Center. And Tracy Fleury and the team from East St. Paul
Bit of room
picking
here.
up the steal of $4,000. So now they are up by 6. And here in 6, what are we playing for? $6,000. So once again, Jones has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones. And she'll need to score the 2 for the skin. You made a point where, as soon as we went to break, Russ, that the front end may have let Jones down there just a little bit because they were talking about line all the time. They didn't talk about the weight of the stone.
Yeah, exactly. It had to be so precise, and she sure didn't miss it by much. But the only way you can read line is pick up on the speed right out of the thrower's hand. And that one I thought was a hair light, but because it was hanging, everybody kind of froze. It was like, wait for it to curl, wait for it to curl. It's going to curl because it wasn't quite the appropriate speed. And, when you're trying to make that tough a shot, you really have to be locked in on how hard that rock's coming at you.
Let it work a little. Looks here. Needs to curl a little.
Vic just said, I made a point.
I didn't hear
He didn't say good point, but
but he said a point. Broadcaster's handbook.
That's good, Kristen.
Good. Top 4.
Well, some men's finals are happening this weekend as well. In Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs, a winner over Mike McCarville, so he'll now play Tracy's brother, Tanner Horgan, in the final. Meanwhile, in Ontario, John Epping, defending champion, was a winner over Glenn Howard, cracked a 4 spot in 8, I believe, to break it open. Now he'll play Scott McDonald, who has gone through undefeated. McDonald out of London, Ontario.
Top 4, guys. Hard. Hard. Good spot, Don. Good.
14-8. Right around.
Okay.
Right to T. You got it. Okay, we really have to be patient out here.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed at the women's game how all 4 players on almost all the teams we are lucky enough to watch good the communication is now. Like the comment there was, we'll have to watch this one out here because Dawn just slid one way deep. Out wide here, it's extremely fast.
We're back 8.
As evidenced by this one.
Kristen, might as well try. We're still back.
Yeah, Kristen.
Yeah.
Freeze it.
Keep to it.
Yep, go, go, go. Okay, good.
13-6.
If you go here.
I don't know about you, but that was the ice I struggled with the most when there was paths. When there was, you had to throw a 15 here, and then you threw a 14 and a half in another spot.
Well, then you're kind of sliding out, really worrying about hitting the broom because if you, in this case, get a little wide, it's so much faster.
Mine, you got room.
Yeah, but if Jennifer Gell's sweep, it'll slow down because it's into a little tighter line.
Back 4. Back. Oh, it's trying. Yeah. Go back 4. Don't want to. Back 8. Room. Back 4. Back 8. Back 8.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Josh.
I heard Dawn at the hog line yell back 8, but because it was that much tighter line, it kind of ground to a halt.
Yep.
Good throw.
Now this is your chance. The opportunity to get top 4 foot.
Just wrap around everything.
Yeah, and you've got some backing there, Vic.
Oh, let it work then. Top 4. Line's close. Room still.
Shot rock is back of the tee line.
Top 4.
Back 4.
Just up
You
for
still have room. Line's good. Line's good.
That's
Right
really
to it,
close.
guys.
Not heavy.
Right to it. Switch.
Right to it. So here they go. Negavan and McCush on a stone from Liz Fife. Oh, they got to drag it though, and it comes up just a little light. Second shot, however. So at this point, we are carrying over if it stays the same.
Yeah, you take that over anything deep or rolling off. At least it's usable. It gets in the way for Jennifer for sure.
Slower path there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
They didn't really want to. There's no urgency in that one at all. Could have gone 3 feet farther.
Okay, we're really
Line's
tight.
tight, Caitlin.
We're really tight.
Okay, well then. 4 feet. Yeah, you gotta go. We're gonna over curl here. Okay, Caitlin, never. Caitlin, stay down. We're halfway high. Stay down. It needs to sit. Needs to sit. Stay down.
Gotta finish a bit.
No, it doesn't. No. It's good.
Good job.
Good.
T. Okay. What do you?
It's like a 14. 7. Yeah, high
It's a bit
14s.
straighter on the side, so
Yeah.
try to let it work.
14s is close. You got it.
I think it's too much ice. We took almost middle of 8 on Tracy's.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Tracy, you think this is a bit too much ice?
I just don't want to tap them shot. I don't want to tap them for 2, but yeah, I thought it was a little.
Because we took almost middle 8 on yours.
Yeah.
And I know we curled a bit more, but
I think edge of
take
8
it
is
a bit.
close.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, you get caught in the middle of this. You don't want to tap them, of course, but you don't want to hang out and give them an opportunity
Yeah,
to
yeah.
roll something in.
Close. Line good, T.
top words.
Line good.
Tight.
Wait's close. T-line. Close. Yep. Wait's close. T-line. Yep. Low your bite. Low your bite. Low right. Yep. Hard. Go. Freeze it. Yep. Hard.
That's just great play. As Selena Negavan
Really nice job.
draws it around and sits now corner frozen. Again, there is some room. You can just see that pinhole.
Tap that. Like, just try to tap that to here and roll off.
And the communication that happened to make that shot, Selena said they tightened the ice a little bit. She thought it was too much. It's perfect.
14-6. Yeah.
Try the straight
I just got
freeze,
dumped
it looks
off,
like.
and I'm sure we can run it in or something. Just lock it on though. Here you go then. Line's good.
You gotta be T-line.
Gotta go to T line.
T, weight's good. No, it's coming down. Line's great. Hard line too. Hard line.
Line's good.
Hard line.
Go.
Hard line.
Boy, they've done a lot of Brock and Peter in the queue and a lot of carries today. And no, just a little bit of rub to take the last steam out of it.
It's good that it rubbed off for Team Jones. Now they've got a rock they can run in there.
Got it.
So this is always the balance for Tracy Fleury. You don't want to leave this too close because they'll run your rock in there. But you don't want it too high because it'll give them access to come around and tap their own.
Line's good. Halfway. It's a little deeper than the Everest. Might over curl.
It's curling quite a bit.
Might over curl.
We're on the Everest.
Needs to stop.
No, just passed. Needs to stop.
Yeah, just past it.
Sit. That's good.
Good.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. Try to double
Nice
peel
shot,
these two
Good shot.
And we got them on both sides because I got this one too.
Now that's instant analysis.
That's, yeah.
Well said. You couldn't at it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What do you like better?
Do you agree, though, that what Jennifer just said about having them on both sides?
Well, if you open up that double blue peel in the center they were looking at, then she would have the yellow
That might be a hard
on both sides to use. I kind of liked her opening it up.
What do you guys like better, the double peel or the run? The double peel.
I have to make great.
What?
I have to make either. Like I have to make them. So.
You know, even if you hit it onto here, that clip's there. We might get lucky.
Okay. So try for nose.
Yeah.
Like just easy firmer.
Yeah. Yeah. If you clip this 7, I think it always goes back on the 5.
They originally called that to open it up so that there would be a couple of raises, but now they're talking straight through. That's rewarding too. You might get it right through, or this yellow one could actually kick off of there and redirect. Well, they're taking the left one instead. It's a little tighter.
Yeah, and I think the angle might be a bit better.
Good things can happen here. And it does open up that short run of Caitlin's first.
Well, it's the messiest end we've had so far. Every stone is in play as Caitlin Laws throws her last. Now what are you going to do? Touch a lot. Oh, and moves it back. And what do? You suddenly sit 2 for the skin if it stays the same.
Had a shot. She said good things could happen. Boy, did it ever. Perfect.
It's fantastic. And if it curls more, it gets the other one that she set up with her first one and still makes it.
Called and made.
That first free she made was just about as valuable as that one.
Just rolled.
I know.
I don't know what else though.
Double through hole?
Unless you like blue.
Don't mind that. Or straight back.
the double.
The double looks easier.
I'll take a look from the hack.
I like the double.
You think we can get through there?
Through the hole? Yeah, it looks easier
Should be
than
pretty straight. Okay.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the hole?
If a rock will fit, yeah.
I can probably back it off a bit. Okay.
The other options kill that one, and it helps a little bit too.
Okay, Trace, you got it. There you got it.
That hole. Really?
Yeah, no kidding.
We're the E of the second E of Everest. Okay.
That hole.
That hole. All right.
This is such a tricky little spot too. When you over motion, you can't keep it straight.
Here we go. Trying to get it through that hole. McCush trying to hold it for her now. Trying to get through that hole. And runs it back and by.
Okay.
So opens up that side of the sheet.
Sorry. Tough one.
It's a tough spot to throw in because you don't want to set it back, so you try to protect a little bit, and she just didn't get it back out to the broom enough.
I don't really want to leave her this freeze,
No.
so I actually
If I do,
I don't mind giving her the
Coming right in.
I think right here.
okay, right on the tee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
a
just
little
want to give her
heavier
a
here.
nose
Squat.
hit. Like I think we gotta be,
Yeah, do you want to leave her this?
then we can just have to tap this
Yeah,
an
that's
inch.
true.
So
Okay.
right on the tee, I think. Try and go edge to
Yeah.
edge of that.
you like that ice, or do you think that's too much?
I think it's max, because we were giving here for.
Yeah.
You want like here?
Sure. Okay. What do you guys see?
I like this. How deep do you want to come?
I think full
Full
8 top. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you can have a broom down early here, Jen, or no?
You're trying to protect that double for obvious reasons, but it might leave a port down the center line. Could you ever throw a soft weight out turn?
I'm out a little
Get
further.
shot rock, Cheryl.
Like through here, the
Yeah.
out turn there.
Tough.
Oof. Yeah, you'd be flirting with the top one. And then I think it would over curl by the time.
Might, yeah.
Close.
Maybe here,
I'd say heavy, yeah.
All there.
Top 4.
Room.
Whoa. Top 4.
Whoa.
T-line. T-line.
Bumping.
Yeah.
No.
Back button, Caitlin.
No.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes.
T-line. Back button.
I don't know.
Back
Go deep.
full back
Yep,
four.
yep,
Full
yep,
back
yep,
four.
Yep, 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 go deep. Go deep. Go, 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 go. You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go hard.
Wow. If you could play down to those two, would you get there for second at the moment?
Sorry,
You
guys.
could. Like, I think you kind of actually have to play off
Go
the
up.
outside one.
I still think she's going to have something easy.
Well, can we just play the roll?
But then she
Please?
just, yeah, she's just bumping that for 2.
Yeah. Like that tap is super hard. Like I don't know what else.
If we double these and stay there,
Yeah.
but there's so much to jam on.
Yeah, she just feels it this way. It's pretty easy. I don't think you have anything great to.
What do you like?
Like she
this?
has something either way, right?
Yeah. Well, do you like the tapped freeze, or do you like this? Because we have that
Can we-
3.
Can we tap?
I don't think we can get shot by this.
Yeah.
For second, I mean.
Here, rolled here.
Can we draw to here?
It's hard to get there without ticking the 1.
I think the only shot they have is the one you
Use our
drew
time.
up.
Time out.
Time.
It's kind of round the horn back up.
Problem with it though, then there's pretty
Yeah.
easy raise.
There's a pretty
bad.
easy raise no matter what.
What if you just hit the outside one, roll frozen
Hear it.
instead of the round the
Yeah,
horn?
that's not bad.
Yeah, that
that's
was
why you
kind of
just
my
slam
first
though.
instinct, but then she just taps for her 2.
Right.
Like, it's not a lot of.
Like, doesn't she just slam this into it
Yeah.
and no blue goes off? Like, it's just all these ones here that are.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to save anything.
So what do you like then?
I don't know. I don't like any of them. If we,
Don't waste a lot of time.
They've taken their timeout.
yeah, this tap is really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we spill up at all?
I know. That's what I came down here to look at that.
Yeah, unless you can spin up into this. Yeah.
Might be worth trying.
I think we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Whichever one you like, Trace. They're all tricky.
half, are you thinking, with Pio?
Yeah. And we're wanting to move this. Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah, I don't know if it will go up that high.
Yeah. I think that's all we really have.
Okay.
It's not
let's
a
give it try.
natural around the horn. The left-hand rock she has to hit so flat. If it was about an inch higher, this would be easier.
Just gotta throw a decent amount.
Yeah.
To get any kind of action.
If you rolled frozen, Cheryl, you might be close enough that the tap might not be for 2. You'd be up pretty high, close to the pin.
$6,000 skin right now belongs to
Okay,
Jennifer
heel?
Jones. So we would be tied through 6.
Heel.
Tracy Flurry.
Close, close. Yeah.
Final stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
A push.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bang, up, and up it comes. And now we'll sit there and you have a look. Shot rock still belongs at yellow right there. Thank you very much. That right now forces a carryover as it's just outside the pinhole.
Great shot.
Thinner, it probably would have gone up a little.
Yeah. Just backed up.
It forces Jen to the tougher of the 2 shots.
Just a hair thicker and you wouldn't have moved the backing.
Yeah.
But what a brilliant shot.
still has to be made.
Oh, yeah, you could give up a steal here.
Yeah.
Even if you throw back 4 here and you go tick on your own.
Because the problem is you have to throw a little bit of weight. So that brings into, do we have the broom down in the right spot?
I don't think this will curl very much.
It's good. Less.
A little heavy, I thought, but
Weight's good. Yeah.
So they liked it. Peterman, McEwen.
Hard.
Now it's all about the line call, applause.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Now a little bit more.
No.
Got enough to tap this up? You got enough to tap it up?
Nice shot.
Oh,
Nice shot.
beauty.
Great shot.
That is a great shot indeed. Jones with the quiet tap for the 2 and the $6,000 skin. And we are all even at 10 grand apiece. Now, here it comes. You think that's big money? Here we go. 7 will be worth 9,000 when we come back. We are in Banff and want to remind you, don't try this. This is incredible. Look at that. That's one of those hikers after their picnic on the way down. The acclaimed original series Engraved on a Nation returns to TSN with 6 new episodes that explore some of the most historic moments in Canada and sports history. The debut, The Bailey Experience. Engraved on a Nation, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, across the TSN network. That's spectacular.
Like it to finish.
So we play for, of course, the $42,000 available, plus the winner gets the additional $15,000. We're all even at 10. And here in the 7th, it's a skin worth $9,000. Tracy Flurry has the last rock. She has the hammer playing the blue stone, so she'll look to score the 2.
What a spectacular end. Caitlin, perfect come around freeze, sets it up, makes a, I don't know what you'd call it, run triple, sits 2 or 3, round the horn onto the side of the button by Tracy, and then the little nice soft tap by the skipper.
We're all there.
Yeah, you had to look at Caitlin, that run being kind of the turning point that opened it all up.
Take a shot.
And then really for Tracy Fleury's team there, they were trying to protect the rest of the end. Almost did.
It's pretty good. I think I like that better.
You guys get that?
14-7.
Top 4. Line's good. Through.
Caitlin's rock again.
As long as you can. Wait as long as you
Whoa,
can.
it's
No,
heavy,
anywhere
it's
above
heavy.
it, Caitlin.
Never, never, never.
We're going to only get to a quarter
You gotta
of this
wait as
rock,
long as
so
you
anywhere
can.
high. Might get to half, but that's a no bounce.
Well, we mentioned
Good judge, guys.
men's provincials underway this weekend. We want to congratulate Newfoundland Labrador's Andrew Simmons, who last year lost to Greg Smith in the final. He beats Rick Rosnell 5-0, so he will represent Newfoundland and Labrador out of course, the Ballyhaley and the Remax Center. Congratulations to Andrew.
It's close. It's close. Top 8. Top 8. To it. Be close. Line's good. It's good. Line's really good. Line's good. Or to it.
I think skins is a really good game for your mental psyche out there, because you're probably going to miss more than you ever make in skins, and you have to be able to kind of park those, learn how to park them, and because there's so much opportunity at the end of the game or later on in the game. You look at Jen when we were looking at the numbers, the difference between Anerson's team and Jones' team. They were outplaying them no problem, but it's one end, it turns around, and be very forgetful when you play skins.
Yeah, thick skin.
Nice.
Get it?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Mine's decent.
I tried not to laugh.
You have room.
Wait if you can, done. Gotta go.
Top 4, guys. Line's good.
8 foot. Go in.
Line's
Hard,
good.
hard, hard.
For line 2, if you're light. Yep, for line 2.
Top 8.
Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. That's good. Whoa. That's a good spot for us.
Good.
Good.
It's great weight control by both teams.
Do you like the peel?
I don't mind that.
Can we get rid of both blues?
Yeah, I think it's peel or try to wrap another one.
I don't mind peeling. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Clean.
Liz
Yeah,
Fife,
clean. Oh, yeah.
Clean. Just clean.
Yeah.
former teammates here in Fife and Caitlin Laws.
What do you guys like? Can hit this and roll.
Just
Won the
unlocking
Canadian
them?
Junior.
Yeah, we
Back
could
in
just try to tap
2008.
this back to here. You like that? My first thought was putting it back up. Do you hate that? Or do you think we need to move it? We can put it back up.
I don't
Turn,
mind
do you want to
unlocking
stay with the
it.
same turn? What? What do you
I don't
like?
mind unlocking it.
This would, it's pretty hard to not get that to hook that.
Yeah.
This will go here, which is
Do
not
you ever
bad.
do? I guess that makes ours go that way.
I think you either kind of tap this with back eight,
Or you try and pick
or you
it.
hit this. You can probably get them all going, and then we just play flying.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Oops, sorry, I didn't know you were there. Yeah, we either peel or tap.
We just got to decide here.
Yeah.
You like making a move for sure then.
Okay. No, I don't. No, we can throw the guard.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's
throw the
fine.
guard.
Hit.
Which turn do you like?
Throw the out again.
The intern peel on the Flurry
trying
blue
to
one
guard
and the
the blue.
TSN
Okay.
logo might or might not go out. I think that's a bit of an issue.
I don't think we can hit this room.
It's a
Halfway.
tough part at this level and strategy. When you're calling the shot, you have to factor in there can be human error. That to get rid of both those had to be pretty precise.
Line's good. You need to cross here. Read if you can, Don.
Pretty long.
Gotta go, guys. Really gotta go. Gotta go, gotta finish. Hard, Caitlin. Right to the Everest. Hard. Hard. Right to the Everest. Okay, that's good, that's good. Good. Get to the inside of this yellow.
Yeah, that's what I was
Selena,
thinking.
can you come down?
Oh, Selena.
Oh, sorry.
Can you come look?
I think if we get to the nose of the yellow, it's pretty good, isn't it?
I think so.
A hair inside?
Yeah. Even
I was thinking like try to get to the inside.
Do we want to get to the inside?
You like throwing peel?
Peel, try to keep the shooter, but like
I don't mind
know.
that.
I don't know if we squirt our blue.
Does the yellow just stay?
I
don't know if the yellow goes.
I don't know.
I think this blue might go.
Quieter?
And try to just
Do you want-
like unlock them
Maybe.
with like a 9-5.
Still pretty early. You
Got
can
this.
just
Yeah, we
unlock
wanna
stuff,
kill
tap
this
it
one.
around.
Yeah.
Are you thinking like 3/4 with a 9-5?
Yeah. Or do you like
Maybe
a
a
9?
9 to make
I like
sure.
a 9. Okay.
Okay.
So you saw the time remaining. They're down to around 9 minutes now and under, but they've already used that 1
9.
minute
3/4.
timeout.
Okay, trying to keep the shooter.
It's an awkward angle. You might lose the blue one. You might not get the yellow one far enough, and the back blue one could stay also. It's not quite perfect for this shot, but you should kick both blues out of the way, worst case scenario, and maybe save this thrown rock.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
There's 5. Let's see how they settle. And away go the yellows.
Pretty good.
Leaves 3 blues with the 1 guard just covering the 4.
I love that weight choice. They talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
peel, and then they said,
think
hey,
that's
maybe we
it.
throw a
That's what I
little
was
down weight.
And move the blues around. That was the key,
Yes.
not grouping them. Really good shot.
Try and freeze, and then if we
Okay,
just bury, that's fine.
okay.
Boy, really good spot for the the separation of those blue ones. Now you can run all of them in if you have to. Both of them.
Close, Caitlin. Line's good. Easy. Close. D-line.
I thought Jennifer might play the double. There's a blue double there.
Yeah.
This is kind of all or nothing
Hard
now.
line. Little tap. Hard line.
No, gotta go.
Hard line.
Gotta go weight 2.
Hard. Hard.
Never
Take
off
this
it.
one. Hard.
Peterman, McEwen, never off it, and down to the face.
Gotta go.
Hard line.
Gotta go weight 2.
Hard. Hard. Got a good one. Hard. Good.
Shot.
So close.
I
feel
just
like
want to make
feel
sure
we're
the one
losing.
goes.
My shooter and the black or the back blue.
Pardon?
With
I feel
P-
like- Sorry, go ahead.
with PL, we're probably losing our shooter and the
Yeah.
back, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to try to keep the shooter, we probably have
Okay,
to play less.
8-5.
Yeah.
Okay, Sandy,
What's
got
the
it.
concern here, Cheryl?
Well, I think just they're trying to not get rid of that back one, but and they just don't know on the center line, I think, what weight they're going to have to throw to make sure they get through that by that top guard. It's that center line, I think, that they're always flirting with.
And how far can you push that yellow
8-5,
Jonestown,
8 maybe?
if anywhere?
I think with this weight, you can get it back 12.
Just pick it.
And now they might have to play the pick.
It's running
Yep.
straight.
Now it's starting to grab that line, and yeah, they'll pick it off it and get it
that's fine.
across to avoid the
Okay.
jam, but they'll lose their shooter and the backstone.
Tap rock. Okay.
Yeah, that's not what they wanted. They,
At the end?
Brushers kind of
you want.
Yeah, that's good.
felt they weren't going to be needed because it was out wider, but brush that all the way down, pick it clean, you sit 3.
Backing off now, and hits it too thin and slides underneath. So
I thought it was curling.
I didn't curl it all on for you. I thought it would curl.
Me
sorry.
too.
So one of these
was.
times,
So
we suddenly get back to
This should be
conventional
14.
curling. If you're looking for that
Like 2
deuce,
feet in front of
you
tee.
just split the rings and hope and try to protect.
It's a funny situation, Vic, because of the weighting of the skins for the last 2 ends. We've got this end worth 9,000, the last end worth 13,000. So, you know, you're not even, if you're Tracy Flurry, you don't mind if you even gave up a steal this end and you had the hammer and the bigger skin in the final end.
Yeah, nobody can win it here, of course. 21,000 is the break point. That's your
Not going crazy.
win point, 21.5. If the last whatever amount is not won,
Good shot.
then we would have the draw to the button.
14-7.
But you think your strength is to have the hammer, which Jen would have if Tracy gets her skins here, but Tracy's stolen on Jen twice.
Well, yeah, and then why not put 9,000 in the bank, start making interest 15 minutes sooner? But, you know, I don't think Tracy cares whether she's got hammer or not in this particular case.
Not skins, it doesn't seem to matter quite as much.
Unless you throw firm and roll beside it, but
I only have maybe an inch of space.
okay.
And of course, the check that will be presented to the winner, yet to be filled out with a name and an amount
That looks max to me.
as we play here in the 7th.
Mine's good.
Close. Room, guys, room. Let it work,
Mine's
Dawn.
great.
Let it work. Off for a sec. Wait's really good.
Wait as
Off,
long as
Josh.
you can. Gotta wait as long as
It's a
you
little
can.
hot.
Okay, it's coming off now. Yeah,
Needs
Josh,
to finish,
yep.
Jocelyn.
Fight the back four. Curl as much as you can.
Roll there, roll there.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa.
And
Nice
all
shot, Jen.
there
Nice shot.
and more as it just slips past the back four.
Very nice.
Do you like that? That was my gut.
Nice shot.
Yep. Yeah, it is as good as you could do. You're right.
Do you like the draw at all? Or?
I don't mind the draw.
Yeah.
My
I
first
don't
was
mind
that
that
one.
either. I just don't want to like stuff it and leave her like
Yeah.
the freeze.
It's like we're trying to nose it.
Yeah. I guess
Nose is pretty good.
She just does the same.
And we have the same.
The same.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to leave it here and then she freezes, right?
Right. I didn't mind the draw either. Because if we're in front of it, she has to probably do something
Just
with
has
it.
to be pretty perfect. I think I like this.
Okay, let's make it. What kind of weight are you liking?
A 10, I was thinking. Or 9.5. Do you like 9?
I can 9.5.
Yeah.
I like this
So are we
call.
trying to get it like?
Absolutely. Tracy made a good point, though. If you run this back and stick it, Jennifer
Yeah, I
can
just
freeze.
don't
But if you play the freeze, Jennifer can freeze it
freeze.
anyways. And it's even that much closer to pay dirt. So this is the shot.
Yeah.
So you go over here.
Well, if you, am I right in thinking this way,
9.5. Yeah.
Cheryl,
Your way.
the scenario shots, if you play them through, we're looking at a carryover here.
Yes, yeah. But you've got a chance here. This, you've got a chance for to score your deuce and score your skin this way. You play that freeze down to that back shot stone. She freezes. Now you've got the carryover scenario. So this is the chance to score the skin.
But dead on would be a nice shot here. You know, you lose the back ones.
This was Tracy's first thought. This was what she initially thought. Despite this discussion, this is what she wanted to play.
That's always a good sign.
Whoa! No.
Get it outside a little bit, as it just seems to want to float out there.
10.
Now, late licks. 5 called off. Got it. Sure does.
Okay.
And it rolls towards the center line. Sits back 4.
Even better than dead on because you sit to 3 now and it's out in the open.
Surprised that came a little quiet.
Yeah, it was a 10-1. Yeah, shoot, if I would have known, I maybe would have got it to.
Yeah, bounce
So
a little
good.
bit that way.
Didn't realize it just. When I hit, I was like, oh,
Late movement again, though, Cheryl?
Yeah, was it
You
ever?
really waited.
She had really nice weight, which allowed it to move at that last bit. So Jen's got to make the perfect freeze.
The key was staying around because if this is frozen on the angle, you blast it out of there, you still get your skin.
Line's good. Wait,
A little bit for line.
all there, Dawn. Let it work a minute.
Line's
good. Line's good.
A little bit for line. Where are you?
Wait's really close.
Yeah, gotta go for line.
Go.
Hard line.
Yeah, gotta go speed. Gotta go.
Hard line. Hard. You gotta go. Hard.
Got a good one.
Got a good one? Sure do. Bang, to the corner. And frozen.
But not quite the angle. It over curled a touch on her, so you can pick this.
And again, you come back to
Oh,
what
I
you
thought I
said,
had a
Russ.
perfect-
Look at the blue on the
Good
left.
scrub, Dawn.
Look at the blue on the right. Those are your savers, right? You can hammer this all day and not care.
Yeah, whereas if she had rolled out on that run back, then it's really hard to.
Got a good one. Sit.
Final stone, $9,000 skid.
Clean. Yeah.
Just watch that line now.
Yeah.
Line call.
Right to it.
Negavan. Bang. And away it goes. And there it is. 1 and 2. And a skin of $9,000 goes to Team Flurry. But we're not done. Because coming up, we've got the skin of $13,000 plus the winner's bonus $15,000, $28,000 on the line when we come back. This is the way you'd script it. Come down to the 8th and final end and it's all on the line. Team Flurry though up by $9,000 after that. $9,000 skin in the 7th. But the win is on the line with the $13,000 available to put both of these teams, one of these teams, over the top. And then that additional $15,000 bonus. And it will be Team Jones that has last rock. They have the yellow stones. They have the hammer. They'll need to score the 2. Centerline guard goes up from Kristen McCush. This is Don McEwen.
I would say that the slight advantage goes to Jones with having the hammer with the skin, but she's had the hammer 5 times and only scored the skins with the hammer twice. So typical to skins game, it's not as much of an advantage as it is in the traditional game.
Go. That's good. Great spot, Don. Really good.
And for Jones trying to become the first female skip and only second overall to win 3 skins titles in a row. The only other curler to do that, win 3 in a row, was
Russ Howard.
Do you remember the years?
Oh, geez, no.
Okay, well, I'm surprised you remembered your name, but
93, 94, 95-ish.
Yeah, that area, 91, 2, and 3.
Won a fishing rod that year too, Cheryl.
We back to the fishing rods. Out west, you get clock radios.
Okay.
If it's a big bonspiel, you get the fishing rod.
Actually, just going here is
and
pretty
the
good.
bait.
I like that. Full 8.
Got it.
I notice without hammer, Team Flurry's always throwing the single center guard, whereas the men's teams tend to throw the 2 centers, the long and the short.
Room. Top 4. You have
It's
to
been
wait.
working for her.
Yeah, I don't think you get in quite as much trouble that way.
Yeah, you're not having to run double runs back. It's just a single, but that's the same option for Jones. They only have to run a single back.
Yeah, right.
Is it the weight? Is it the up weight that the men can throw? Is it why they're a little less scared of it?
Yes, and I think they're
That's really good.
the men know the team with hammer can clean out that single rock pretty quickly, so that's probably why.
All right.
Freezer. There's no room.
I don't know. Try to wrap around here.
I like trying to come on the other side and get something.
Can we freeze the other side?
Come this way?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind
And if
that.
we're a little
Still
high,
freeze
at
to
least
the
we have
top
something
yellow. It
to-
doesn't have to be to the one that's shot.
You got it.
Okay, this side is nice.
No, that's hard.
I like freezing on the intern side, and there's a raised double.
Oh, I gave it.
Lots of line. Top 4. Top 4.
Let it work. A little bit of line right now. Okay, there goes a bit. No, it's
Where we
still
might
there.
have to T-line. T-line.
Whoa.
It's coming down.
Curling now, but
Well, you're on the
We're
yellow.
bouncing.
You're on the yellow.
Close. Yep, Kristen. Yep. Hard.
Okay.
I think they get that by if get on that sooner.
I think we just roll this away.
I agree.
Okay.
mean,
Here.
I thought, Cheryl, that if you take that, there's the weight
9.5.
is a concern too, but if you do get it by, it's going to probably be back 4.
Well, you're tapping the Jones stone back a little bit, something that you could use later to freeze to. So you really did want to get it by. And you tapped them kind of in behind.
Really hard. Really hard. Hard! Gotta roll it, Caitlin. Really hard. Really hard. Go,
And rolling it
That
away
looks good.
and leaving it flat.
Really great roll. You sit right there, and it's a pretty easy back end double.
Push that open.
Nice, Joss.
Try to hit like a quarter to a third of this one.
okay.
Do you see anything else?
Trace, do we ever try bailing and just going for the carryover?
It's a really good point.
Like run the blue into the.
Yeah.
The angles aren't great.
I don't know.
The
Like
angles
they have
aren't
that one in there
great.
too.
Yeah.
Angles aren't great. I don't mind this for now.
Yeah, I think hack weight. Just try to
leave
get
this
that out of
center
there.
up. We might be
And then
able
we'll
to use
stay
it
here.
later.
It's a good call too. If you just tap the blue a little bit,
So try
kick
to
that
try to hit
buried
like
one
a
out in the
quarter to a
open.
third of the
Okay.
blue.
What do you like, Cheryl?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to set something up on both sides. If you could play the shot you just played with the out-turn tap.
Out-turn freeze even.
Yeah, you can freeze, tap it a little bit. Now you've got blues on both sides.
Let's fight.
Hard! Really hard.
Megavan on the left, closest to the stone. McCush out in front.
Touch the yellow. Okay.
Okay.
And now they've lined them up.
Sorry.
I think if we can get a little bit low, that's great. Nose is good.
Okay.
Hack.
Okay. Flurry's really finished.
This is
line
a
in, so we'll just stay
point of
close.
discussion, though. If you are
You got her.
Flurry, you know, the team said, you want to start opening it up, we'll play for the carryover. So she said, okay, we'll go one more. When is that point of no return?
It's coming soon because they have no guards, really. They've got one single guard up there to force with or steal with, and that's not enough, and Jen's sitting up for a big end.
Really hard.
And the center guard might be gone.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
You know, that might
Josh.
win Jennifer Jones the skin, though, because I was thinking you could have played the run double and sat 3. That's a lonely blue one without guards.
I think that was a great miss.
Oh, was it ever?
If you crack this yellow, just quickly looking,
Okay.
if you crack this yellow to the right, could you touch all 3 yellows?
Got it.
Boy, it is close, isn't it?
Which turn do you like?
I don't mind the end.
Okay.
You got it.
It's going to be very close.
What do you think?
Dead on, Cheryl. Be really close to taking out that yellow one on the corner. If you go too much high side, you won't make it.
She's had a wonderful game, Selena. Megavan fights McCush. How many are going to get? Oh, and it'll just use the catcher. Moves it back, though, far enough. So that stone, the blue one, looks to be maybe the 4th shot at this moment, but it gets rid of at least one. And shot
You like
rock
just this?
belongs now, for the moment, to Flurry.
Or roll like
Roll big.
big. Yeah.
It's really important who's shot over on the left-hand side
Kind of
there.
wait here.
Sure.
And it's close.
Looks like yellow to me.
Yeah, I think you're right. The one just in front of the tee line in the 8-foot or the 12-foot, pardon.
Let's just curl it. It curls a little less. The triple was there.
Yeah. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Now the key is don't roll out.
Hard. Hard. Really hard. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Here Peterman try to hold it now, and she will not roll out. Sits there. Shot rock still belongs, however, to Flurry.
Right on the nose.
Okay.
You might as well come look, Caitlin.
10.
This is the right call here. You hit this yellow one, kind of kick over by the other one, and then it's tough for Caitlin to play that raise and not leave a double.
10, maybe 10-5.
Close. Queen.
10-5.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. 10.
Yes. Hard. Hard. Sit.
Try and hit it thick, and even if I just fill beside
Yeah.
it, tap it open.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
or
I
feel?
do. I think peel, yeah. With the oak.
Right in the middle.
I like a little less. I think
Yeah.
we can
Back it up.
Yeah.
The strength of the brushing, when you hear them say you can back it up a little bit. So we'll take a little off. I'll throw a little less, and they can hold it for me.
I really liked Flurry rolling the other way because even,
Yeah.
I mean, this is made. Then there's going to be a double.
Well, it looks like yellow's shot over in that corner too. So
Yeah.
then it's 3 against 1.
She could have touched it.
Mm-hmm.
All on its own. Everyone called right off. Bang. And rolls it close.
Nice throw, Caitlin. Good pair. Go, Caitlin. Good girl.
Really good.
Generates a lot of power. Eh?
Gives us some options.
Well thrown.
Oh.
I guess there's nothing else really.
I think so.
Unless we were to try to keep the shooter. No, then they have a double. There's nothing like that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's make it.
So hack weight?
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
but
it
quiet
should
might
go
move a little more. I think quiet will move a little more.
Hack weight and roll away.
But not roll too far. You roll into here, you're done. You have to try to sit two somehow.
Okay.
You can't see much of this, Cheryl, in a
Roll it right over, but we
pretty
need to
delicate
stay close.
spot here.
Could you ever play the yellow double and sit top 8? In other words, come across as we look at it here,
Okay, Tracy, you got
hit it on the left side of center line, roll that way, and make the double the other way.
Your shooter would roll out.
Too far?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the weight choice. Hack will give them the best chance to keep their shooter around, but the
Yes,
only
Hack.
risk is getting tight to the center line, and if it ever takes off with hack weight.
Yep. Hack.
No, we're not quite that.
Weight's good. Yeah.
McCush.
A little quiet, but good. We're hacked.
And now where's this going to stop? And will it spin back on itself? And it'll sit there for a third.
Okay.
No, that's the stone at the back, so she didn't move it far enough, so that stone on the back edge at around 4 o'clock, that's the third shot.
Yeah.
A little unlucky there. Was a brilliant attempt.
What are we thinking, like a 10?
10 and a half.
I'd like to make sure we kill this,
Right.
you know?
Okay.
So, here, 10?
Yep.
Do you like that?
I do, yeah. I'll call it thin, if anything.
Yeah. A 10?
Okay, done.
You're a roll, Joss.
We're done.
I heard Caitlin say
What do you
I'll hit
think
it
this is
thin
gonna
if
do?
anything,
Finish it here?
because if you get it thick, it redirects here, and there goes your end. So you're going to try to get this over this way. The thrown rock might climb into here somewhere, or even into there, and then you sit like 3.
You got her.
Those rocks on the side are killing Flurry. They just couldn't quite get shot rock. And
No.
this is a bit of a wall. If Jennifer gets this properly. It's the overcurl that can hurt her.
Yeah, and it's the center line.
Close. Close. Oh. Yep. Whoa. Oh, clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Got it? Sure does.
Zip it.
Avoids the jam too. Gets that. And now they are sitting the 2.
Good shot.
It's really good, yep.
Just perfect.
Real good. I thought we missed.
Understanding the angles. They knew they might lose the back one, but well, look where that thrown rock had to go.
Jeez. Just draw again, I guess. So you like?
So just try to roll over to the left there. And then you've kind of got your own stone as backing.
Okay,
To
10-5.
this one, Cheryl?
And not deep, but I think just into that
In-
T-line
in-
pocket.
Into there.
Yep.
Yeah, one or the other,
Okay,
but
you got it, Trace.
you've got to
You got it.
be shot rock wherever it stops.
So you see the time down to 125 and counting. They've used their timeout.
You're much better to throw a hack weight here and roll thinner to that
Might
your
be a
own
10.
back one.
Little
up.
We're up. Close. Liz, for thin. Yep, Tristan.
Now McCush joining here, hoping to
Roll it.
roll it. Oh, where's this going to go?
Nice
And
try.
it'll back
All right.
up too far.
No, I think we're good.
Oh, it's 2 already?
Yeah, I think it's
so,
two.
yeah.
That's it.
Having a look, it is. They have their 2, and they have their win, and a record-setting 3rd straight skins game for Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones battling back after giving up skins in 3, 4, 5, and then the big skin in 7 comes through when she needs it most. We'll come back to hand out the money when we come back to Banff.
TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game is brought to you by Everest Funeral Concierge, by Kubota Canada, quality built, precision made, and by Meridian Manufacturing, your partners for on-farm, industrial, and oil field storage and handling. TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game is brought to you by the Rimrock Resort Hotel, Above the Rest, by Banff and Lake Louise Tourism, inspiring the world to experience unforgettable moments in Banff and Lake Louise, and by Revel Events, catering and events made easy.
Well, what a weekend it's been. What a 3 years of Skins games it's been for Jennifer Jones and the team from the St. Vital. If you got your calculators ready, have a look at this. You start off in 16 with 54 and 17 and now 19 and 51, and that brings your career total to over $200,000, Jennifer Jones. Congratulations. And here it is. It's all filled out with your name and a third straight. And the only other curler to win 3 Skins games, of course, is Russ Howard.
Oh, wow. To be in the same company as Russ, that's pretty
That's
amazing.
what we say all the time. Oh, wow. Congratulations. You really have this figured out. It suits you, doesn't it?
We love this style of play. We love having lots of rocks in play, and it's great that it just goes end to end. So if you have a bad end, you can just move on to the next one. And as long as you play good at the last half, you're usually pretty good.
And congratulations again. We'll look forward to seeing you with at the Scotties. What a year it's been for you. 6th straight, of course, Scotties Championship. Now you'll wear the maple leaf in Sydney. We'll see you all there. Congratulations again to Team Jones. And a reminder, coming up, we'll see you at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Brendan Botcher plays Kevin Cooey. And again, it'll be for that $42,000 plus the winner's bonus of $15,000. All on this Super Bowl Sunday, where we play for the big bucks. Here in Banff, this is the TSN All-Star Curling Skins Game on Canada's sports leader, TSN.
Engraved on a nation, the Bailey Experience on TSN.